Man, it's raining big time. So far since I've lived here, the rain has never come over this thing, and it's getting ready to. It just makes me really worried about my kittens. Let me just try and make sure this shit's off. Yeah, some of these cats weren't born when the rainy season is, so they're just kind of coming. They're kind of like 6, 12 months of the year. Yeah, some of them are about, getting close to a year, so they're not used to this rain situation. And I've had a couple situations where some of them have been running around scared and wet and pregnant, and I'm just gonna cut right to the chase. I'm gonna try to be as professional as possible, which I know that doesn't mean a great deal, but I'm just so tired of watching people with their heads up their, you know what? Had a situation here where the person in the neighborhood wasn't, like, social worker came over, and the kids were complaining about being hungry at school. So I said to the person who, is doing okay financially and knows the person and has hung out with them and that, and I was making $12 an hour at the time. I said, I'm going to go over to Save a Lot and buy some food for them. You want to chip in like $15 or $20? This is like 3-4 years ago, okay? Probably 3 years ago. And she's like, no, I don't want to get involved. And I was like, well, you're not getting involved. What's up, brother? Fallen angels. I go, you're not getting involved. You're just helping feed somebody's kids that the mom is maybe neglecting or whatever. So I don't want to, I'm trying to make it so I can see all your messages. All messages. She's like, I don't want to, that's what they said. And at that time, I have been doing that person's pest control for free. And these are people that know that I don't make any money. I didn't want money from them, but she was supposed to, like, whenever she cooked something special, she was supposed to bring me a plate or whatever. It happened one time out of the 6 times I did pest control for them. After I asked her if she wanted to chip in and buy these people groceries, I said, I'm not doing their pest control. I just said to myself, I'm not doing your pest control anymore. And, in about 5 years that I've been here, these people see me. They see me walking around every morning, okay? And there's a lot of people here that have multiple fucking roommates. They have, income, disposable income, and they know that there's fucking cats everywhere, okay? And they know they're not my fucking cats. There's no way you don't see me by now, 2-3 years. And I think maybe 2 people out of, like, say 20 something have dropped off a bag of food for the cats, And then I started thinking in my head, like, well, maybe I guess I'm fucking delusional, because it talks about in the end times, people will just have their heads up their asses like they do. And I just am just so fucking disgusted by people's behavior, whether it's on an NBA dunk or like a touchdown or a UFC interview or whatever it is. There's this whole me thing going on, and it caters to narcissism, because that's what anybody that wants to be famous for any reason. I don't care if you want to be a famous preacher. I don't care what you want to be, an astronaut. You have a severe character flaw where you're a narcissist because you want people to worship you, okay? That's a real fucked up thing to have wrong with you, When I was doing stand-up comedy and things were kind of taking off and people were hiring me for private parties, I started having this epiphany that, if I've got time in front of people with a microphone and all I'm going to do is tell jokes when I could be telling them some shit that could help them in life, I think I should be doing that and not, I don't need people to like applaud or giggle or laugh at my jokes. I already know that I'm funny, so it's not like I need like validation or like people's approval or whatever. And then I started thinking about the people behind the scenes who, in the comedy world of the town I lived in at the time, they just were in it for the wrong reasons. I was in a band most of my life, on and off, since I was like 14 years old. And I can tell you, I never dreamed of being a famous musician. My only dream was like, man, this would be a cool job to have so I don't have to work a real job for the rest of my life. Or, man, you get to travel all over the place and you get to play a guitar on one of these stages with like 6 or 7 amps. That's got to sound fucking phenomenal, or it must sound really good, being up there and, and I'm not like patting myself on the back because I'm not a fucking good person by any stretch of the imagination. I have character flaws too, but I'm just so disgusted by, it's like I got a girl, this other girl I know who, she's got a boyfriend, but she's not really into him. You know what I mean? But he has a lot of money. Okay. Like the guy is fucking loaded. They have no chemistry. I don't know how she does it. And, I said to her, I just said, like, how do you like sit there and like, how do you sleep with this person? How do you like interact with this person or live with them like you do? And then you come home because she lives near me. And she's like, I don't know, but I just don't think I can do it anymore. And I go, well, you shouldn't be doing it at all if you're not into the person, but she's like, well, I mean, he takes care of me. And I go, yeah, he takes care of you. The reason why he takes care of you is because he thinks that you care about him like he cares about you. And you don't. So you're misrepresenting yourself. So fucking go be single or something. You know what I mean? Like, don't like be in somebody's life under false pretenses. But I'm just kind of just really like, it's like cats. They just get a bad rap for whatever reason. They're, it's like you can leave a cat behind when you leave an apartment, and I can guarantee you're probably not going to get arrested. Okay. You leave a dog behind, it's a big fucking deal. I'm not going to say that my entire life I was like some kind of like, but I always had a heart when it comes towards like people and like animals. I remember one time we were riding our bike and I found a bird on the street, and I looked at the person I was with and I said, fuck, You know, what the fuck am I going to do with a fucking bird? You know? And I just remember taking the bird home, putting it in a cat cage because that's all we had. And it was like, it started hopping around. I think it just got tired of flying or whatever. I don't know, or got heat stroke. I'm not sure. And I put it, it seemed like it was coming back to life. It drank some water out of the little thing. And I brought it outside. I held it in my hand and it flew away. And I was like, great. You know, and I'm not saying that to toot my own horn, but people don't even think of people, let alone a bird. I can't tell you how many times I see my cats running after these little lizards down here and, you know, grabbing them and running around with them in their mouth and probably eating them and shit like that. And I stop them from doing it and I grab the lizard and put him on a tree. Not like I'm some, you know, like savior of the wilderness or anything. It's just a natural instinct. And the natural instinct today I see in people is they fucking only think of themselves. You know what I mean? People truly only think of themselves, and people are really, really revealing who the fuck they really are in real life, and they can't even hide it anymore. The true person that you are at this time in the world is coming out. And you know, I started seeing little glimpses of it before I was getting sober. I started seeing like glimpses of, you know, because I'm, you know, I'll just be honest with you. Like, there was a time when I had somebody living with me. There was a girl down the street here that I had a crush on, and the person I was with, and she was with somebody. There was a moment between us where I almost feel like I was doing her pest control, and like we almost like kissed or something. I don't even know how to describe it, but I was like, well, I can't be going down to her house alone, you know. I can't put myself in that situation. Other people, I don't think I know people just don't think like that. You know what I mean? You know, it never was discussed between me and my Valentine, I'll call her. You know, but there was obviously some kind of, you know, something there. And if I was single, you know, I still would have been like, you know, because her boyfriend or whatever didn't care. You know, if I came over and did the, you know, because, you know, he probably was, you know, fucking around or whatever. But I don't know. I just don't think people think about shit like that. You know, I just don't think people think like, I'm not trying to be that guy. I don't want anybody to ever be able to say I cheated on one girl in my entire life in high school. Chips. Oh, little squeaky squeaks. I don't know. I'm just disgusted. I'm just so disgusted with people. The shit I see. Don't knock my glasses over, honey. She always lays on my glasses. I don't know why. The shit I see, people just like you watch an archery video on YouTube, and of course the girl has like a tank top on with her boobs like up into her chin, you know, because she's so desperate. There's like people that are just desperate for attention. People are desperate for this or desperate for that. And it's like, in the same token, it's like people don't even want to help cats. You know what I mean? Let alone helping people, you know? And it's just like when that girl didn't want to chip in and buy groceries, and help me. I mean, I make $12 an hour. You and your husband combined make like $37, $40 an hour. Do you know what I mean? You can afford to chip in $20, you know? And here I am making $12 an hour. I don't have a car. I'm paying all my bills, whatever, you know, and I'm offering to, hey, Tommy, I'm offering to buy these people groceries and seeing if you want to chip in. And I'm just like, and they're just like, no, I don't want to help kids. And I'm just like, fuck you, man. Like, you are a, you know, like, you are a special person. It's just, you know, it's just amazing to me. You know, it's amazing to me, like, you know, like, the shit, I just don't know why I'm amazed by it, but I'm just, because I'm so far, you know, I'll be honest with you, I'm so far from being like that. I don't know what it feels like to, like, think about myself the way people think about themselves, and the way people think about their needs. You know, I'm just so, it's just not even in my, it's just not even in my DNA. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just not the type of person that walks around and thinks about themselves. You know, I just seen a guy at the store. It's raining. You know, he's homeless. You know, I've been there. It's like, I got $3 on me. You know, here, I'll give you $2. You know what I mean? How many people did I see walk by us while we were standing out there? I mean, 7 to 10. You know what I mean? 7 to 10 people. And then they, you know, you want to use the old, oh, they're just going to buy booze with it. Listen, you know, that's not the point. Right, Chips? Is that the point? I don't know. It's like when I seen that dog that I got in that backyard, I couldn't even look at him before I got him, because every day I seen him in that yard tied to a fucking tree, I felt like a coward inside, you know? I felt like the biggest piece of shit in the world. And the day that we moved in here, the first thing I did, once the last box was in and the couch was set up and everything, I don't even think I had my bed set up yet. The first thing I did was I went, grabbed the bolt cutters, unbolted him from that fucking tree, and brought him in my house. And to me, that's probably one of the best things that I've done since I've been sober. And, you know, I don't know. It's just like the world just needs, I'm not saying the world needs more people like me, but the world needs people that just get involved in shit in their neighborhood, you know? It's like people, you know, I mean, there's all these people around here. This is their neighborhood, okay? These cats are here. They're on your car. They're on your porch. They're here, blah, 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 blah. Not one of them does anything about it. Maybe 2 people out of 30 people. You know what I mean? A lot of them start feeding these cats and then they stop. Right, Chips? Like this cat, okay? This cat right here came from a house fire. I went inside the house after the fire, and they were like, oh yeah, one of our cats is gone, da, da, da. And I was looking at the condition of their litter box and their food, and it was just filled with roaches. Hey guys, how are you? Make it sound like you're a bunch of Mormon missionaries. Why are you biting me today, huh? Hey. I don't know why you like your ear rubbed like that. What do you got? Problems? Hmm? What if I want to stop? It's knocking on people's doors. I don't know. It just is a. It's a thing that it just. I don't know. It just. It really doesn't take much. It really doesn't take much to like be of service, And that's the one thing that sobriety teaches us is, you know, I can't tell you how many people I know that are allegedly, I should say, sober, that they don't ever put their hands in other people's lives or coach them or try to um like like tell them about their story or anything. It's like a lot of people a lot of people don't get sober, but the people like myself that legitimately get sober, a lot of them are just like undercover sober people. They don't want anybody to know that they're sober. You know what I mean? Like they just don't want anybody to know. And when that happens, people don't get helped when that kind of shit happens. And it's just a this time in human history and in my life and everything that's gone on with COVID and all the bullshit and masks and fucking this, that, and the other thing, everything has just irritated the fuck out of me more and more. Yeah, I don't think, I was talking to a person today that's on methadone, and you know, there's people that are on methadone that for them that's being sober. Do you know what I mean? There's people that are on methadone that fucking abuse it. You know what I mean? There's people on methadone that they're addicted to methadone. I mean, you're obviously addicted to it. You've been taking it. But there's people that they can go to the methadone clinic. They can pass all their drug tests. They're not on a huge fucking whopping dose like some people that I would remember talking to. I had a girl I know, she was on 160 milligrams of fucking methadone. And I said, that is beyond, you know, responsible or being real or whatever. I mean, like that is just being legally high. You know what I mean? Don't step on my glasses, little shits. All right, I can't keep. I mean, yeah. I mean, if you can use it, I mean, it really just depends. It really just depends. Like, in all reality, is it controlling your life? Can you go without smoking it? Do you have to bring it with you places? If you forget you don't have it, are you going home to get it? I mean, like that type of situation, I would say is probably not, then you probably have a problem with it. With that being said, that's really like an individual, that's really an individual thing. You know what I mean? Like, because some people can smoke weed and they can function, they go to work, they're highly, motivated and they're successful and they're this and they're that and there's other people. It just depends on what purpose it serves in your life. Is it an asset to you? Like, are you having chronic pain or, does it help improve the quality of your life? I mean, I wouldn't think that you're stealing money from people to buy it or get it or whatever. Right, Chips? Come here, I want to give you a kiss. Come here. Oh, I'm giving you a kiss. Just relax. You're mine. Okay? You hear me? Look at this evil little cat. You're my chips. You just squeak. Right? You're probably the reason why we have bad luck around here. You're not going up there. No. You're getting kissed. Little grump. Little grump. Little grump. What a fucking grump you are. Little grump. Come here, little shit. You. You are a little grump. Yes, you are. And this fucker. Where's this guy? I see you. He hates the rain. Yeah, it all depends on, honestly, it just really depends on how it impacts or doesn't impact your life, or what its role really is in your life. You know what I mean? Like to me, Suboxone, it was never anything that I've gotten high off of. So when people told me you could get high on Suboxone, I didn't know what the fuck they were talking about. And people say, oh yeah, you can get high as fuck on Suboxone. And I'm like, well, what kind of high is it? And I've never experienced it because God or whatever, when I started taking it, I just said to myself, I just said, like, I need to get off of this one day. And I didn't know what the ramifications were. I got off of Suboxone, gabapentin, which is fucking probably one of those drugs that will eventually be scheduled. I used to get fucked up on gabapentin like a motherfucker. Orange. Orange, are you wet? Miserable. I used to get gabapentin. To me, where there's a couple drugs that I've always wanted to try. One of them was Quaaludes, and unfortunately they're not really around anymore, or they're in somebody's safe. But they were pretty much methylqualone, I think it was called methylqualone or something, was a sleeping pill that they used in the 50s and shit. My grandma used to get it in the late 60s, and my dad used to take them. They call them gorilla biscuits, and or panty droppers, because if you gave them to a girl, it'll. I mean, I've heard this from numerous older people that you were gonna have sex. So I just was curious, watching The Wolf of Wall Street, how they made you melt into the sidewalk. I was just curious to see how those were, how that was. You know what I mean? Not like, the biggest thing that I've realized is, after being off of painkillers as long as I stopped taking my Deca, my Nandrolone, on my on my testosterone replacement stuff. I stopped taking one of the compounds because it's expensive, and I knew she was going to be moving out, so I stopped a month before. And I can tell you, it helps your joints, your hip. It helps my hip, my neck, my knees and shit like that. It lubricates your joints and helps prevent, build cartilage and collagen synthesis. I have a speech impediment when I say synthesis. I was supposed to get that fixed, but I don't think she fixed it. I was in speech therapy with a kid named Brett Colopy. In second grade, they would come get us like two retards, and he would have an Iron Maiden shirt on in second grade, this kid, and he would play with string. I think he probably was one of the first ADHD cases. Big Orange. Oh, Big Orange. Here. Big orange. How fucking big this cat is. Your breath smells. It does. It smells like dead people. You need to brush your teeth. What? What? Look at the little spider eyes. You jealous of Orange? Are you licking my neck? Give me a kiss. Come here. You're gay. You're gay. Yes, you are. You're gay. Everybody wants to get petted. You like that? Okay, don't bite me. Okay, I don't want to pet everybody all fucking day. You were under the house. You got spider webs and garbage on you. You're such a scrumptious little kitty. You're fat. And you, look at my eyes. What's wrong with you? You got served. Where's all my other cats? All right, you guys are going to be petting you like I'm an autistic kid here for 20 minutes. Look at this cat. And I've had this cat for 5 years. I can't even believe it. I can't even believe we've been here this long. Orange, who's been feeding you all this time? All right, guys. So anyway, yeah, Suboxone never was anything that I've ever taken where I've been like, yeah, I wonder if you can get high on this. I just know that after taking Suboxone and getting off Suboxone and gabapentin, Wellbutrin, I don't even remember, like, there's like huge chunks of time missing. Orange ain't allowing it, huh? You start paying attention to another cat. Come on, Orange. So this is the first real rain. My allergies have been bothering me. My head has been stuffed up. I'm just so glad to get this pollen everywhere. Like all of these leaves right here in the front yard, like all of this shit right here, all of that brown stuff that isn't leaves, that's all pollen. Like I just raked this like 2 days ago. I'm hoping these green leaves I'm imagining are staying, but I can tell you tomorrow there's going to be a whole bunch of flowers all over the place. So, I answered your question about the potential marijuana abuse or maybe not abuse that you're putting your poor family through, all the Christmas cookies that you're eating. I just don't like, I'll be honest with you. I just, when I was younger, I could smoke marijuana. I can eat it now if it's like legit, you know, but I just don't trust it. The shit is way too strong. The shit is just way too strong for me. I'll just be honest with you. It is just way too strong. If it's a really good sativa and it gives you energy, I'm all for it. But you know, like, I don't know, man. I just don't like. I don't want anything that. I don't want anything that makes. I spent 10 years taking shit that makes you tired. I'm not trying to, like, I never understood why people get hooked on Xanax and shit. That was never any. The only time I was doing that shit is if I was detoxing off of pills or cocaine or something, or coming. I would never buy Xanax or Klonopin or Valium or anything like that for any. I don't know. I just don't miss that shit. And that's the good thing about when I was in the hospital. Yeah, they were giving me like IV, you know, like morphine and Demerol or whatever the fuck, Dilaudid. I didn't leave there like with any cravings, like, oh man, I need to start getting, and that's a big sign that you're doing great. You know what I mean? Because I know people that have been sober 2 years, they go get a tooth pulled, get a couple of hydrocodone, and they're off to the fucking races all over again. So I've been pretty fortunate with the amount of relapses that I've had. And since I've gotten sober, I think I've maybe had 4 or 5. None of them have lasted longer than 2 days, you know? So stop. I've been very, you know, I don't wake, you know, there was a time in my life where, you know, listen, man, pills were I would probably have left this now is 37 minutes. I would have probably left this and went and took 2 pills or 4 pills or counted my pills. And I just don't miss that shit. I don't miss that lifestyle, man. I wasted, you know, don't get me wrong. There was times where, you know, my fucking neck pain was so unbelievable. I just wanted to kill myself. Like, legitimately, I would think about killing myself. If it wasn't for the neck pain, I would think about killing myself to get off of opiates. That's the only way that was the only way the devil told me I was going to get off of opiates. I detoxed off of opiates in fucking jail. You know what I mean? Will you let him live? Hey, let him live, okay? He's not bothering you. Look at this shit. There's nothing going on here. This black cat just hates. This black cat hates orange. What's the problem? Hmm? What? What? Yeah, I just, you know, I don't know. I'm just really, I don't know, just really disappointed in fucking humanity as a whole, you know? Like, people just, the shit that I see, like, especially people, like, that are, you know, like, doing okay. Like, there's so many people are just so out of touch with what it's like for other people. And I kind of feel like in some ways that's been a blessing and a curse to me, because I've always been able to be like empathetic, you know? But I mean, like, when I used to do that junk job and I would see shit that people would throw out, like a guitar, Like you're throwing out a Fender. Fuck, you're paying me to take a Fender Stratocaster to the Salvation Army or to the dump. That's what you're telling me. Or you're paying me to throw out. I mean, I furnished my entire house. That couch, what I forget what brand it was, but it's like a Pier 1 fucking whatever that means import couch. That couch was like $4,000. That's a lot of money for a fucking couch. That couch is not worth $4,000. And to throw it out because your wife wanted a new one. 2 memory foam. I see you. 2 memory foam mattresses, you know. I don't know, man. It's insanity. It's insanity. Just relax with the kitty. You hear me? Little babies? You don't want Orange around? Huh? I don't know if you can hear her. You don't want Orange around you? Look at them eyes. Yeah, that's evolution right there. Right? Little monkey? Be nice. It's funny because Orange is a fucking pain in the ass. Orange is always, anytime in the middle of the night, I have to stick my head outside because of a cat fight, which will happen more in June and July. I always am like, I just stick my head outside. I'm like, Orange. And I'm telling you, 90% of the time, it's Orange in trouble. Orange he's the most lovable cat. He loves everybody. He's always giving everybody head bumps and rubbing other cats, and he loves all the cats. But sometimes these cats, they get in these little moods where, like the females especially, take on everybody and take on the other females when they're like trying to eat. They drive them away, and I don't know. It's just funny watching it. You know, it is kind of funny watching it. I don't know. I think just, I don't know. I just think one day, I don't know. I was just hoping one day people would people would wake up, you know, and see, like, you know, like I have, you know, I wasted 10, 11 years on fucking pills with my head stuck up my ass. And I mean, maybe it's unfair to think that but we're in this woke fucking period of bullshit where you would just think people would look at other people's situations. I'm not saying you have to financially fucking help somebody the rest of their life or buy somebody groceries every fucking week or but it's like people are just like, they're not even like open or like even like that shit don't even like cross their mind. And if it does, I don't know what they tell themselves to not do it. But I'm just so like, I couldn't imagine living here as long as I have and never, even if I wasn't sober, I could never imagine living here and not feeding these cats. You know, I got a sick cat down the street. He or she's probably dying. She's got fucking nasal drippage and never let me touch them until today. And it's because they're so weak probably. But I took a warm towel and with warm water and kind of got their nose clean so they could breathe. I put eye drops in their eyes. I gave them some clindamycin, an antibiotic I got for cats. And brought down some, you know, literally left all my shit down there, rode my bike back here, grabbed some chicken, cut it up with my scissors, brought the whole first aid thing down there with the warm water and the da-da-da-da, and did that for that cat because it's the fucking right thing to do, because it took 10 minutes. And so many of these things, I guess, they take 10 minutes, you know? So many of these things that you could do for people or animals or fucking, man, even like feeding the squirrels in your yard, especially in the winter time up north, it's like so many of these things, they just don't require they don't require a great deal of effort, you know? I'm not a dog person, I am not, I mean, I love my dog and, he's my dog and I'm glad I got him. And every day I wake up, I'm glad to be able to be in a position to give this dog, yes, to give that dog a better life. It makes me, like I'm happy to be able to do it, you know, but so many people walked by that dog. So many people have so much more asset wise, um, finances, time, whatever. And I just kind of feel like, you're missing the fucking boat. You're missing the big picture in life. And if you don't get it soon, you're not going to get it at all. Like I was talking to this girl at the gym and she's like, you ever watch the show 90 Day or 30 Day Fiance? And I was like, yeah, no. She's like, oh my God, that show is just fuck, man. I just like looked at her and I was like, I said, I've seen like snippets of it, like just being in people's houses. And she's like, man, I could watch that show all day. And I just looked at her and I just said, what the fuck is so compelling about that show that you could sit there and like watch that? I mean, what I'm just saying, like, honestly, what is so compelling? Like, I remember like my family, when I lived with my dad briefly, like my stepmom would like never miss like an American Idol. I think I've watched the whole time American Idol was on television. I think I've watched a total of 7 minutes. Dancing with the Stars, or what the one show, The Biggest Loser, with that dyke Jillian Michaels yelling at people, like just fuck. Tommy, what? You got fleas? Scratch, 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 scratch. Well, anyways, this is me venting. It probably wasn't that great of a fucking live episode, but you're the sheriff of your street. You know what I mean? And you decide what goes on and what doesn't. And you know, um, there's just things that, Tommy, what are you doing up here? You're another one. You're another baby. This is the time of year where the fucking I'm gonna have to spray the yard. The fleas are horrible. I'm hoping to get back into pest control. I'm tired. I gotta go look at a rat job for a friend tomorrow. His daughter's house has got rats. So I'm gonna have to go up in the attic and take a look, see. So if you have any questions or anything like that, now's the time to ask them, because I'm gonna be signing off. I don't know what time it is. Let me see. Oh, they're being real. The cat's huge. I don't know why these didn't show up. Yeah, you do feel like I'm just looking at your comments now. And I don't know why it just showed up right now. I don't understand that. Yeah, fucking gabapentin are definitely any sort of everyone, and they didn't give me anything. Oh, I believe it. Yeah, and see that, and that's crazy. That's crazy. When you break your fucking arm, they don't give you anything. You know what I mean? Like, they went from giving you everything to giving you nothing in 15 minutes. Right, Scrump? Are you gonna lick me now? This is a nerd's cat. He likes when you rub his teeth. What a fucking weirdo. You like your teeth rubbed? Everybody's like, I'm high alert over here when Tommy's around. Yeah, they do make you feel like you're floating. I used to take like 800 milligrams of gabapentin. Pills, caffeine, alcohol. All else keeps you hidden from your feelings. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I know that I definitely drink too much coffee, and I'm definitely fucking I drink way too many No, I don't drink as many energy drinks as I used to. I really don't. I don't think I have had an energy drink in 3 days, you know. Yeah, I don't know. I just never understood. Why are you swatting at me, man? This is my shit. I've never understood the Xanax. Well, yeah, drugs will keep you from dealing with your real feelings, because that's the first thing that I remember being sober was like, man, how the fuck do you deal with problems being sober? You know, and that's probably, you know, something that I haven't I do deal with my feelings. I probably don't deal with them professionally, or I probably say shit, you know, but I mean, anything that I've said on here or said in person or said to people in the past or whatever, that you know, I mean, I've said it. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like it's a fucking secret. You know what I mean? You know, obviously, you say things that you don't mean, and some things I say that are mean, I do mean. You know what I mean? And I know that's not a fucking sign of a fucking mature individual, obviously, because I don't have all of this fucking worked out. You know, I have a pretty decent grasp of, you know, sobriety. I would say on an above average level, but I don't think, one, people are gonna do what I do to get sober, and two, I don't think people are going to get sober doing anything else long term that isn't being honest with themselves. Because people that get sober that aren't aren't being honest, that's the first thing about getting sober, is you have to be honest with yourself, or you wouldn't be getting fucking sober. You know what I mean? You'd be continuously, you know, so there is a lot in that saying in the Bible, the truth will set you free. But the truth is so hard to arrive at. Like, I'm so used to today, like, being able to, like, take responsibility and own stuff and not blame the world for my problems, or why I took pills, or why me and my, you know, ex split up, or why I'm in this position or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of this shit comes down to, well, what was my role in all of this? Do you know what I mean? Like, well, you know, you could have did this different. You could have did, I can't go, obviously she's a big whore, but you know, you can't go and blame everything on one person for the reason why your life is, you know, or why you're depressed or bummed out, or you're going, you know, you've had options and opportunities and things that, you know, you could have did differently, and that I would have done differently, I should have done differently, and blah, 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 blah. But the truth is, if I wasn't in the truth, it would be all that person's fault and not anything. I did everything right. I was a great person. I did this, this, and this. Look at me. I mean, that's a typical addict response. Do you know what I mean? My response would be a lot different than that. So my response is, you know, everybody, there's two sides. It takes two to tango. There's two whatever. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to rehash all of this nonsense, but you know, I would say 80-20, 20 being me and 80 her. I will take, you know, whatever. And, you know, things happen. Things happen when, you know, sometimes, you know, like things happen the way they happen. And, you know, you might not know why they happen that way. And you might not be okay with it. And you don't have to, and I don't have to be fucking okay with anything. You know what I mean? Like, you don't get to you don't get over things overnight. And you don't grow like overnight, you know? So you have to, you know, I mean, like, obviously being angry and bitter and unforgiving and resentful are not tools for fucking success. You know what I mean? But I'm not at a place where, I'm at a place that I ping pong back and forth on, you know, I don't want anything bad to happen to her, and fuck it, I don't care if she dies of AIDS, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? After what she's done. And then I'm at a point where I still love that person, but I know that I can never have them in my life. So what's the point? And I just say to myself, you know, listen, you don't have to have a fucking, like, you don't have to have a clear view and clear understanding and a clear opinion on things that are not clear at the time or have not been completely ran through and they haven't been put through the whole spin cycle yet. So until I get there, you know, obviously the sooner the better you get through shit in life, the obviously better off you are. And you'll be better for it, you know. But with that being said, I've never been the type of person that like I don't talk to my mom, I don't talk to anybody in my family, and I'm not mad at them or resentful, or I just know that I couldn't be sober and deal with these people, nor do I trust them. You know what I mean? So if I can't trust you, you know, there's just things in life that, you know, are like must haves, and integrity and being a fucking stand up individual, being a person of your word is the only thing you have. So if your word isn't worth a fuck, you're not worth a fuck. You know what I mean? And that goes for anybody in my life. You know what I mean? So if I look at somebody and they're a liability, usually, you know, I'll just be like, that person's worthless, you know. But, you know, you don't have to be fucking okay with things that you're not okay with, you know. But it is better to forgive somebody than to hold any grudges. But I'll just be honest with anybody. I am not even fucking remotely close to, you know, like forgiving, you know what I mean? Or have I even wrapped around my fucking head around like what the fuck just happened, and then the person thinks they're gonna come over here and visit the cats. You know what I mean? Like, what fucking kind of mental illness do you have? You know what I mean? I would never, one, that's just code talk for let's sleep together again, which is never going to happen. Because I don't even feel, I'm not saying it to be like passive aggressive. I don't even feel those type. I don't even, after you calling the cops on me, I don't even have those types of feelings like that for you. You know what I mean? I kind of feel like I'm just starting to get shit back to normal, and it's been like 5 months, 6 months. And, you know, it's going to get better. The bad times never last that long. If you just keep working, if you just don't give up and you keep doing things. And I haven't broke my routine. I get up early in the morning, I go to the gym, I take my dog out, I fucking feed my cats. I haven't used drugs. So as far as I'm concerned, them are all fucking wins for me. You know what I mean? And whatever else somebody else is doing, um, obviously, I don't want to see anybody fucking die or get arrested, but this is real life. And when you're playing these kind of fucking high stakes gambling games, those can be the results when you lose, you know, and that goes for anybody, and that goes for me if I started fucking around. I mean, I had a fentanyl fucking overdose. Well, I mean, every fucking girl has kids. You know what I mean? Like somebody's got them pregnant by the time they get around to me. Do you know what I mean? Um, I mean, I don't really think I'm going to be doing, I'm not really interested at this point in my life. I'm not really, I'm not even, I'll be honest with you, I'm not even interested in fucking anybody. You know what I mean? Like, like I just have zero interest. It takes a lot for me. It's like watching a movie. It takes a lot for me to sit down for fucking 15 minutes and watch something on television. It takes a lot more for me to want to talk to somebody or text them or go through all that rigmarole of getting to know somebody. And I've been doing this shit. I'm 45. I've been dating since I was like 16. 20, 30, 40, 30 years. I've had 30 years of experience. Most of it's been fucking negative. You know what I mean? I've had a couple good girlfriends, but dating women with kids, I mean, listen, nowadays, I mean, some of the women that are my age are fucking grandmas now. Do you know what I mean? Like, the kids are out of the house. I wouldn't have a problem dating a woman that has kids, but it depends on the situation, I mean, I just don't date anybody. I've had like fucking 4 girlfriends in my entire life. Like, I've had 4 or 5 girlfriends my entire life. 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, like 6 in 30 years. Like 6 or 7 in 30 years. It's not a lot, you know. Um, you know, um, it's not a red flag, um, but just the whole idea of, I was talking to some girl, and we were, I wasn't even, I just wasn't, like, I was just like delusionally thinking that we were like doing what girls want. They want to be friends. You know what I mean? Like, so I was like the girl in the fucking situation, and she's wondering when we're going to like take this to the next level. And I was like, I wasn't aware that we've never been intimate or anything. And she, and I was just like, I'm just not, like, not that I couldn't, I just don't want to do anything, with someone, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't even want to open that fucking, that nonsense up in my life. You know what I mean? Like, I really just don't. You know what I mean? Like, if I could be celibate, and I haven't slept with anybody since then, in 6 months, if I could be celibate until whatever happens, I'd be completely, fine with it. I'm not saying that I probably won't mess around and end up, banging some fat girl at the gym or something. You know what I mean? Because that would probably happen. But it's not, it's not what I would try not to. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to, and I'm not trying. I mean, I'm not trying to, but I'm just saying sometimes, shit happens. But like I told that person, I'm just not. I don't want to start sleeping with you, and I'm not in a position to sleep with you, or I don't. I mean, you're an attractive person, and I mean, I don't have any like. I don't. I mean, I. It's just where I'm at right now with everything that just happened. Not that I'm not over like, I could definitely do something with somebody else if I had, the wherewithal. I just don't have the emotional fucking stamina or the like the pretending that I'm interested enough to know about what your favorite color is, or that you like Dalmatians over like Lhasa Apsos. I just don't really fucking care, to be honest with you. I don't really want to know. I don't want to fucking start getting into the habit. Maybe one kid limit. I don't want to start getting into the habit of having somebody text me every morning. Do you know what I mean? Because that's what girls start doing, and guys do it too. I don't want anybody blown. I just don't want to talk to somebody in the morning. I had this one girl from my work. I've just erased probably in the past 2 months. Never even slept with the person, okay, at all. Never kissed them, never did anything with them. She's called me and left messages, and I see her at work. That's it. She's called my phone, probably left 35 voice messages in 2 months. Call me back. Yeah, I was just calling you. You haven't called me back. Yeah, well, fucking give me a chance to call you back. That's one thing I don't like when when girls are like that, when girls are pushy or chubbaroo. Oh, I'm sorry. Chubbaroo? Is that you? You little shit. You heard me talking and you came over here? It must not be raining too bad, huh? Come on, you little elf. Oh, I gotta bring it out to you? Yeah, I just don't have a big, I mean, I'm not out there looking for love. You know what I mean? Where's the cat? Oh, I got wipe my shoes off. Fucking sand everywhere. Tommy. All right. Sorry, my phone was buffering. I'm coming. Okay. What? You be nice. Here. Chips. Why is everybody smiling each other's butts right now? Here. Actually, come on. That's all the food. Chubbers. Here. Ay. Here, honey. Here. Go ahead. Goofs. Whoops. Maybe one kid limit. Yeah, one kid. I know this. I know I don't want to make any kids. That's for damn sure. I definitely am glad that I can tell you, like, I think nothing is more insane when I hear somebody my age that goes to like a fucking clinic and tries to have a kid. You know what I mean? Like with somebody they just met. like they got married and they're like 45, 50, and they're like, yeah, we're trying for a kid. We're going to fertilize. I'm like, bro, if God wanted you to have a fucking kid, you'd have a kid. Go adopt one. I don't know if I would get a vasectomy, to be honest with you. I just don't know. You know, I really, like, I don't even know if I would. It took me a lot to trust. It took me a lot to. I didn't even think Suboxone would help me. You know what I mean? Like, I just said, there's no way there's some pill out there that will stop you from wanting to take drugs. Come on. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't like the thought of like somebody and I don't know, and my fucking I'm not trying to be like weird or anything, but I pinched a nerve in my back, which I do like once every 6 months, and my fucking testicle, my right testicle has been fucking killing me, and I haven't had this feeling in like a year. I feel like somebody kicked me on my fucking testicle, and I know it's just I gotta crack my back, so this shit, I don't know, man. I just don't like the feeling of somebody snipping anything. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. They would have to do like, because I like the way everything works. You know what I mean? I don't know, to be honest with you. I'm not against it, but I had an opportunity to do it once with my insurance. They wanted like $45, and I was like 27 at the time, and I was thinking about it. Why are you hitting my cat like that? Chubbers. Chips. That's what I'm talking about. This is the shit that I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm not adopting no fucking kid. No one's gonna give me a fucking kid for an adoption agency anyways. You know, if I had a stable relationship and I was married, I probably would foster kids. You know, that's one regret that I have is, using drugs, is I could have been fucking active in people's lives that needed that's the one thing that drugs do, is they take you out of the game, Drugs fucking take you out of the game and out of situations where, you could have been useful to people and helpful, and that's the one thing I regret most, among a few things with drugs, is the fucking the damage that you could have fucking, the damage it does when it comes to like helping other people and shit. Tommy, I'm going to bed pretty soon. Okay, Butterball Turkey? Make sure I lock this gate. I don't even know what time it is. It's got to be 7. Yep. It's 7. It's when I start yawning. So it's really 6 then, because you spring ahead. I don't know. I get all fucked up with the time thing. We got a lot of Blue Jays down here. Got a lot of Blue Jays down here. I haven't really paid attention to that stuff, to be honest with you. I don't have any thoughts on like what could be going on, or anything, or if something's going to happen. I can't claim that I have some knowledge, or that I feel like, I do feel like there will be an alien, fallen angel, blue beam type event at like a football game, or like